Bam, we're live. I never get sick. I never get sick. I'm one of those people who says that shit. I'm like sick for the 15th time in the last 3 months. I think I've been sick more in the last 3 months than I've been sick in the last 3 years. Yesterday, 5 rounds, 12 deadlifts at 225, 9 burpee box get overs at 40 inch. Oh, wow. Wow. 12 deadlifts at 220. So you did, what was that, 60? 60 deadlifts at 225? Wow. I hadn't done a clean and jerk in, I don't know, probably 2 years. It had been forever. And then a couple days ago, I did 10 calories on the assault bike, 1 clean and jerk with 95, 10 calories on the assault bike, 2, all the way up to 10. And I did the 10 unbroken, 10 clean and jerks with 95. Pretty good for not having done that like in 2 years. And someone came up behind me and was like pushing down their thumbs on my traps. And I wanted to fucking throat punch them. Hi.
Do you wear sweatbands during this podcast because the aggressive amount of, are you like an aggressive frizz sweater?
I wear these for the opposite reasons.
Because you want to create sweat?
Yeah. I'm trying to. They're super thick. By the way, the Sevan CEO sweatbands are on their way. These are, so it's cold, a little cold in here, and I put these on to stay warm.
I like that.
And that's it. Yeah, I don't use sweatbands to. I overheat really easy. If I put a 2 rubber
just some light reading for this morning.
Hey, I'm stupid. Listen, if you want, let me tell you something. If you want to get strong, throw that in fast and know how to fuck.
Yeah.
Throw those books away. HunterMcIntyre.com/training. I'm kind of joking, but like not joking at all.
This right here, I had a world-class designer create that, aka my roommate. And we do it. We do it big. You just missed out. You could have gotten shredded this summer. We had this lean and mean challenge where we're basically kind of like, it's an athlete summer camp. We're taking everybody through this special experience. And I didn't see your name in the signups.
When does it start?
It started on Monday.
Is it at the cabin?
No, this is a virtual summer camp. You know, the thing is we do real summer camps with athletes, but I just get these like DMs constantly from people. They're like, how do I get involved? And I was like, I'm going to try to do something virtual. And it was the most successful thing we've ever done with our company, which is awesome. But
wow. Hey, you know who's killing it virtually too is street parking.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You know,
and people love their platform too. It is nuts. Yesterday, two old people told me they signed up for street parking because they were on my podcast.
So do you guys want to know what I do with my team?
You bootleg street parking. Your whole summer camp is bootleg street park. You just steal the.
No, I'm like, guys, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go out and I want you to sign up for every single platform. And I want you to find out what these people are doing to create growth, a community, whatever it is, because why are we here and they're there?
Right.
Come back to me with information.
Yep.
I only have great things to say about the people who create street parking because they're helping people. They're doing amazing things. But we went into their Facebook group.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense. It's people like, hey, I have a toothache. Does anybody know a good doctor around here? Like, I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on.
Super community.
It was a community. It wasn't a fitness group. It was just like, people were like, yeah, you know, my sister and I are fighting. What do you guys think? It was super interesting. Like, that was the most interesting thing I saw about street parking. It was more of like it was a chatty Cathy club more than like a workout club.
Hey, check this out. If I was going to, let's say, have a gymnastics coach for my kid, or a dentist, or someone do the install solar panels on my roof, they would be at the 51-yard line if I just found out they were a CrossFitter.
Oh, you mean like you immediately would be that much more pumped?
Yeah, I find so much value in that. In that lifestyle and that behavior. And I think the street parking community is the same way. Like if you're a street parking cat and you find, well, look at this, the Hunter Academy of Strength. If I know someone went to that and they're like, and they're doing like the electricity on my house, like I'm stoked.
You
I
feel a
know
little more comfortable.
I know they give a shit. You are somehow hooked up doing the training of one of the fittest human beings who's ever walked on the planet. I can chat with him about how you just set the world record at the HYROX. And there's a accountability responsibility component that like the dude who belongs to who has the season pass to Disneyland I don't have.
Yeah.
The dude who has the season pass at Disneyland is going to eat all my fucking ding dongs in my fridge.
You got a good point, man. Dude,
Thank
when
you.
was the last time we did this? I feel like we haven't seen each other on this platform for gosh knows how long. 2, 3, 4 weeks. It's been a long time.
I want to admit something to you.
Mm-hmm. Is this a breakup?
Hardly. Do you know do you have a dog?
No.
Well, when you have a dog and you come home, dogs get really excited.
Yep.
And that's how I feel when you come on the show. I feel like I'm a dog and like my owner just came home and I get all excited. Like my tail starts wagging so hard that I can't, like it affects like my whole body. But
That's why you sweatbands on today.
I told myself, just be cool. And then people complain because I'm talking too much and I'm not letting you talk. But really, it's just like I'm just in a frenzy that you're here.
It's enthusiasm. Give me a second. I got to close the door. Morning, Brock.
I refuse.
You know what you should do is you should bring my roommate Brock on your show one day. We're complete opposites. Complete opposites. This guy, I'm athlete, wild man, always moving a million miles an hour. Brock is monk, meditator, artist, all this kind of stuff. Probably one of the most intellectually evolved human beings I've ever met in my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, like the raw guy that you had on?
Oh, yeah.
Similar kind of style, like a modern day guru.
Is he sunning his bunghole like that guy?
Brock's probably had his butthole in the sun a couple times.
All right.
But he's so smart. He's so smart. So like anytime I have something that I'm thinking about, we'll just sit down. We have these kind of like spreads in the house where I'm on the couch and he's on the couch, or he's maybe standing in the kitchen, and we'll go at it for a long time. Not like at it, but just kind of more in and out of it. And we have such different perspectives, but we also respect each other's perspectives. It's a game changer. Very smart dude. Kind of 10-day silent meditations.
Oh, is he a Vipassana practitioner?
Hey, Brock.
Vipassana with a V.
Vipassana?
Vipassana practitioner.
I wouldn't know.
Ask him.
He meditates like an hour or so every single morning.
This is your only picture from the championship?
No. There's a couple like slow motion things. And
is that your dad?
That's my dad. That's Pa Dukes. That's Dougie Fresh.
Were you surprised to see him there?
Well, that's the first time he's traveled in 3 years since COVID. Go up. If you go up, that's LA HYROX. That one right there, that's the finishing, hitting the gong.
So that's right there. You set the 55-minute world record?
No, that's not the world record. This is the World Championships in Vegas.
That's what I mean. But and it was the week before or a couple weeks before in Dallas that you set the world record. Yeah.
You can't I think it's almost impossible to set the world record in the World Championship format. It's called the grid. It'd be like imagine if you set up Fran in your gym, you put the barbell like 3 millimeters behind the pull-up bar.
Uh-huh.
There's World Championships right there. That one you got your cursor over. You can see, so we run outside in the stadium and we have all these people lining up the outside of the circuit, and you can get people handing you water and stuff. And that's Teddy Graham. He had to follow me with the camera the whole time. That's Xander right there. That's Chris Woolley. That's my friend from Australia handing me the water. Really good crew. So once you go inside, what you're not being able to see is the rock zone. And typically the rock zone is kind of built like a puzzle. There's sections that lay on top of each other to have the perfect zone. In World Championships, they do what's called the grid, where it's kind of just like the competition floor at the CrossFit Games, where it's like these succession lanes where there's like a
Right.
barbell here, and then you have to move up 20 feet to the next barbell and do, 15 reps there, and then move up 20 feet and then do 9 reps there. You can't set the record, but it helps people see who the leader is. So it's kind of makes fitness racing.
I'm going to address that in a second. Listen. Someone needs to make a list of the Sevan's top 5 man crushers. Where would Rich and listen? Hunter's not even on the same planet as Rich. Rich is on his own planet. I would soap Rich down. I would have dinner every night with Hunter, but Rich, I would lather him to try to compare you to Rich Froning. My first love. It's crazy.
You know what was crazy? I went to First Form. Have you heard of this company?
No, but I've heard of this one, Paper Street Coffee.
There we go. Let's do a little virtual cheers. How is Paper Street?
I want to talk about it. It's strong as shit. I want to talk about the grid thing. Okay, good. Tell me about First Form, and then I want to talk about Christian a little bit. Are you going to compete at HYROX anymore? Because this conversation could go sideways.
We should probably go to your direction before mine, because if I start going into the First Form thing, it will blow both of our minds. I didn't even know a company like that existed.
Okay. Christian is I had him on the show. Fantastic man, German. He is the creator and founder of HYROX. He's also created a bunch of other sporting events, and then he ended up selling them. I got the impression he's done some pretty amazing shit, and he's very successful. And I think he worked at basically Europe's IMG. IMG is the big sports academy that everyone from, I think, Kobe to the Williams sisters as kids went to.
I think he was a part owner
of the one in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I asked him about the two things, when I asked him about the courses, he said they were identical. And kind of what I was getting at is I'm sure they're identical, but those nuances that you were mentioning about how different, when you're an athlete and you're trying to set the world record, there's nuances that aren't nuances anymore. Number of turns, temperature inside, where they hand you the water, where they don't, this grid layout versus blah, blah, blah. And it was interesting that he didn't mention those, because he really wanted to, because those are the kind of details I was kind of interested in regards to the world championships. Cause I was wondering, like, I just like that kind of stuff. I like it that they're all the same, but I like it. Like, go ahead.
Well, you know this just as well as I do. If you created something and you believed in it really fully, you don't want anybody to mention the kind of incongruencies that could kind of somewhat dismantle your baby.
But it makes it kind of attractive though too, right?
Well,
I find those things attractive, that there's those subtle nuances that people are spotting.
Well, it makes it interesting. It makes it a good topic of conversation between the athletes. But the reality is like, there's marathons all over the world. Everybody goes to set the world records at Berlin. Berlin is the best course that is like really, really ratified as like a marathon course. And everyone goes to set the records there. There's a reason why it doesn't happen in Boston, Chicago, New York City. It's also the same reason why there's certain courses in HYROX, like most of the fastest times have happened in Texas at this Dallas location. And this is a new location, so I don't really know why this location was best. But it's odd that the fastest times in the United States have all happened in Texas, because for some reason, the way that the two venues that we've used have been really good. What am I trying to say? Europe, they definitely use different equipment from us. So they have different times than us. And we've been saying it for years.
When you say different equipment, what do you mean? The rope is a different texture. The sled is a different thickness where you grab it. The judges are wearing a shorter skirt, so it's hard to stay concentrated, focused. Like what?
Lederhosen.
Yeah, I love a lederhosen.
Tell me some. To do with the sleds. It's mostly to do with the sleds, and for some reason, their rock zones, which is the transition period, so it's inside that area that I told you about, tends to be a lot shorter. But I don't know how that makes any sense, because they use one of those wheels that measures out the distance. But the sleds makes a humongous difference. They use a different sled actually, and everything is about surface space. So if you think about it, like if I drag a finger across a carpet versus 3 fingers across the carpet, there's just 3 times more volume of creating friction. So if it's the same weight, creates more friction.
I like that. Great explanation.
Yeah. So And then also for some reason, I know this sounds silly, but the poles inside of a sled push, the lower it is down, the lower your center of gravity is. And for some reason, it just changes your trajectory and also the amount of output of power that you can have.
Yeah.
So it's the same way if you were running, flat on a road and I put you on a hill, that different pitch just creates a different kind of muscular tension. So that's different too. So much so, and I'm not talking shit, but they brought the Europeans here and they changed the handles so that they felt more in their comfort zone, which is
inclusivity. Yeah.
Okay, now here's the craziest part. They pulled a whole fucking plate off the sled. We have never raced a race in history where they pulled a plate off. It was World Championships, the one we just competed in. They had to pull off a whole sled because I think they were too worried about the discrepancies in times because they didn't want the back pack of the field to do so poorly against the front pack of the field.
Okay, now I got a problem.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to talk shit because
I don't want to talk shit either, but you can't
listen.
If the sled is I interviewed both you guys in Kristen Rugloski. Rugloski. Kris Rug. It's Kris Rug. Yeah, Ruggy. Let's call her Ruggy. And I thought the sled's like there's a standard weight for the women, a standard weight for the men. You're saying that they changed the weight of the sled for the men this year for some reason?
Never happened in history. Never happened in history. I showed up.
I don't understand. That's like I don't understand. If it had been working for the last 4 years, why change it right before an event this year?
I don't know.
You don't know.
So I showed up and I found out that this was going to happen. And I was like 45 minutes out from the start of the World Championship. And I just said,
oh, and actually that helps other people, not necessarily you, because you're a bigger athlete. You don't mind you got a little more junk in the trunk.
I don't mind a little pork on the stick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just said, fuck it, man. I said, fuck it.
Girl who's 165, you don't, that's fine.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do. By the way, are we live?
Always.
Fuck. I always forget that there's this chat going on here. And these people.
Oh, it's good. It's good to forget. It's good to forget. You know, if I have someone like, I'll have someone like Jason Khalipa on, you don't even have to interview him. I just kick back and he just reads comments and answers them. He can't even like stay out of them. It's like crack.
Yeah.
It's like me walking around at the beach, just like the whole time. All I'm trying to do is not stare at anyone.
Just looking down. You got to get those shades. I have shades that flip down, the regular glasses, and then flip down, and there's shades on top. That's what you need.
Here we go. Fuck.
Let them talk. I don't think that we have this kind of, I don't think we have an imbalance amongst our conversation. But long story short, who gives a shit that they took off weight? I mean, in reality, if you're prepared, you should compete at the highest level. And they could have taken the sleds out completely and I would have won, at least in my mind.
I'm such a baby.
Are you hurt?
No, I'm not hurt. But like when they say that, I just want to just stop talking altogether. Look at that body. That body, like, add a plate next time.
Yeah,
dude, here's the thing, Hunter. If they would have added a plate, people would have fucking lost their mind.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I don't know why in our sport they change things constantly and it almost never seems to. And I'm not saying specific to HYROX, just I'm saying in the sport of like obstacle course racing, fitness racing, and stuff like that. The people who seem to be running it tend to just do shit on the fly, where it seems like you guys come from a military background. Dave Castro, very strong.
Oh, we changed shit too.
Really?
Yeah. We changed shit too.
Maybe I didn't notice it, but it's happened a lot in ours.
Oh, this company can't sponsor me. Well, maybe they can. I don't know. I have to assume they're woke. Speaking of woke, are you following what the hell's going on with Noble?
No, what happened?
They're fucked.
What'd they do?
They're fucked. They're coming out as they're fucking women haters.
What?
From what I see, it looks like they're going to start pushing women to be competing in Looks like they're going to start pushing men to be competing in women's sports. It looks like they're going to get behind that movement. I don't think that's going to fly in the CrossFit community.
In the trans, like you're talking about trans action here?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the words are, but I just know that like you can't like that there's women's sports and men's sports for a reason.
I don't
And
know what you're describing, but
I'll pull it up in a second. Let's talk about First Form and then we'll go over and talk about Noble. It's so I've talked about this before. If someone's anorexic, you don't help them out and send them to a doctor and get the liposuction. It's a mental illness that needs help.
What does that have to do with this?
It doesn't. Well, this is why First Form would never sponsor me because I talk about stuff like this that everyone's afraid to talk about. What is First Form? They sell bars. I like a bar. I don't eat bars, but I like a bar.
I mean, they're starting to get into the CrossFit space, and they sponsor the Go Ruck games. And they invited me out to come see their campus. And when I say campus, it's literally a campus. This is like the biggest building. It was bigger than Reebok's headquarters.
Where is it?
In Boston.
Oh.
St. Louis.
Were they nice?
The coolest people in the entire world.
Are these the people who have that jalapeno drink you told me about?
Jalapeno? No.
They don't have a spicy. They don't have a
beef stick that I ate like 100 of on my hike. It was freaking incredible.
What is this stuff? Is this just protein powder?
They got everything, man. I didn't even know companies of this size existed in our industry. It's probably like the equivalent of Rogue. It was massive. It was incredible. The structure, the offices were like some of the nicest offices I've ever been to. And I live in a finance family where we go around to these big fancy offices in New York City. It just was crazy, man.
Look, they sell diuretics. This is stuff that makes you poop.
I like that. There's a bunch of CrossFitters that are involved in this thing. I just think if you're always trying to bring on interesting people and interview them, you should somehow get on, Jesus, why am I going to screw this up? Andy Frisella, the CEO of this company. Mind-blowing. You got to get it. And you would love to talk about the stuff that you're into, dude. Hardcore dude.
Do you know Hunter? How do you spell your last name?
McIntyre. Let's see if we can get a response out of these guys.
Leave your email. So, I don't care. Do you know Hunter McIntyre? Why are there so many people on the thank you so much for reaching out. I once sucked Hunter off on the back of a school bus in high school. Wow. Okay.
That's a typo.
So he knows you.
He does.
Oh shit. They don't know you.
Tell me about what's in your cup and I'll tell you about what's in my cup.
Okay. So are you sponsored by these guys?
No. I got my own supplement company. I just wanted to go out and see what these guys were doing because they're the top of the, they're the top of the food chain.
I take this creatine that you get. It just comes in a bag and it's pure as shit. And it's just like, and this arginine.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, that's what basically that micronized creatine is.
I would never eat anything that says it's micronized. I don't want anything small.
They found out basically that, there's no like higher form of creatine, getting the base level creatine versus like the highest, purest version of creatine is basically 1-on-1 these days.
Do you think this guy's juicing in this picture?
No, I think that's natural, dude. That's all natty.
Jeez.
Sevan, I think you're just casting a little bit of shade on these guys because you wish you had that beautiful kind of bod.
Well, I do. Definitely. You're right. I didn't mean to be casting any shade. I'm open to all sponsorships and drinking any of your shit, except that I can't do diuretics. I already poop I just put stuff in and it falls out. What are you drinking? I'm
drinking strong coffee. You ever tried that stuff?
Yes, I drink that stuff all the time.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, the black. Do you know the black?
Yeah, the black one. I don't even know what that one's called. There's like Morning Fix, and then there's like crack.
Yeah, they have some ones that are which one are you drinking? They have some that are like a delicacy. Are you doing that one? The one in the red bag?
I've got like cafe latte mocha laca chica.
Yes.
It's delicious. I'm not gonna lie, I walked away from it for a while and I was like, I don't need you. And then I saw it in the store and I was like, fuck, I need you. So I bought it.
You know who's the owner of that?
Yeah, Adam Van Rathbutt.
Wow. I would have never been. I just know him as Vaughn.
Yeah.
And
I've known Adam for years.
And Sam Dancer.
Yeah. Sam's big and beefy, loves coffee, blind as bat.
Wow, you do know Sam.
Really well. Really well. Most of these guys, like, once
you ever shoot up with Sam? Do you ever take the needle in the butt with Sammy?
Dude, every time I try to get a needle into these bones right here, I never did steroids. I did heroin instead. Those kind of needles, the fun needles.
Sevan, I just sent you their adaptive athlete info. I've asked this Derek Weeda to come on the podcast a couple times, Mr. Lawrence.
Is Derek Weeda the guy who's missing a leg?
He is.
That dude's a beast.
That's what my body should look like.
You want to miss a leg, but you want to
No. Minus the missing leg.
Do you have like a fitness routine, or are you just a guy who just gets after it?
Yes.
In what way?
Both. If I'm going to tell it to you, then people are just going to make fun of me in the comments. I mean, they already know. These people already know my routine. So today I have Jack Della Maddalena coming on this evening. He's a UFC fighter. He's fighting in UFC 275. So I get home at 8:00 at night and I just start researching the shit out of him. Right.
What's the name?
Jack Della, Della. And then third word, Magdalena. Anyway,
I could whoop the shit out of this dude.
He is so tough. And so
pretty fucking buff.
He just the dude's got great head movement and he can punch so hard. Anyway, I just sit on the assault. I sat on the assault bike. I did 100 calories on the assault bike in 10 minutes.
Good.
Then I do 10 calories on the assault bike, 10 sit-ups, 10 leg lifts, and then another 10 calories on the assault bike, 10 sit-ups, 10 leg lifts, and I do that for 10 rounds. Then I rode the assault bike for another 10 minutes. Then I did some like clean curl and press with some assault bike, and I'm doing that the whole time while I'm watching, studying him on YouTube in different interviews and stopping to take notes on my phone. That's a really typical workout for me. That kind of, you know what I mean? And I do a lot of negative work. I do a lot of negative muscle ups, a lot from bar muscle ups with the weighted vest. It's kind of my new thing. Yeah.
I think once I kind of cap out on this whole competitive exercise thing, I think I'm just going to chop wood, dig holes, and pick up rocks. That's it. And some fucking bodybuilding. And I like biking.
Bodybuilding's fun.
Bodybuilding's the best thing for you. Like, I don't understand why more people don't do it. If you could do CrossFit like once a week, I'm talking about traditional CrossFit, and then bodybuild for like 2 or 3 days a week, you'd be amazing.
Or just do bodybuilding fast.
True. I think they call that high intensity bodybuilding.
Yeah, I did that even before I found CrossFit. You do you do bench press, and then you do some whatever, some shitload of lap pull downs, and then something else, some skull crushers, and you just do them in a circle fast.
I try to convince people of that, but they just don't listen. I
do that, I get the most compliments on my body, by the way. I could be doing CrossFit every single day, and I do that like that for a couple of weeks, and people are like, "Oh, you look really great." I'm like,
Your arms start to pop up a little bit, your shoulders.
Yep.
Well, if you want, dude, you should just join our challenge. We got a lot of cash on the line. Try to transform that body.
You give away money for more than street parking? I heard street parking is giving away $1 million to the best street parkinger.
Really?
No, I made that up. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Dude, I fucked up. So I started like top of the food chain, giving away as much stuff. Like last year, I gave away a car.
Wow.
Such a huge mistake. I ran 2 charity events back to back for our sport, and I gave away first year $50,000 in cash and tens upon tens of thousands of dollars in prizes beyond that. And then the next year, I was like, we did well. I want to give back more. I was like, I'm going to give away just as much cash and a car. We did not make our money back. So now, like, I just do fitness challenges. I'm like $1,000 to each winner. That's it. That's the extent of my charity at this point.
How did you, I'm not a fan of charities. How did you prepare this year? So you won the world championships. It's huge, right?
I mean, it's bigger than
It's
anything I've really competed in a long time.
but psychologically for you, it's there's some closure there.
There's closure. I think let's backtrack to like 2019. I just had come off the back of the games. You know, I really wanted to go back into being competitive because right now I was like the lowest man on the totem pole who showed up to the CrossFit games. So then I went and I competed in HYROX the first time and I beat the prior world champion and world record holder by like 4 minutes. And I was like, oh, whoa. I was like, there we go. There's that taste again. There's that flavor of being a fucking badass again. Literally like a couple months later, I set the world record. I set the world record again. COVID hit, boom, dropout. Now there's just nothing to do. So,
And when you say dropout, you mean events that you wanted to compete in
we're just
were gone.
We're just
Okay.
gone. So basically, it started to pop back up again, but it was popping up with such infrequency and like the cash prizes had dropped a bunch. I was like, I'm not going to do this stuff anymore. I'm going to go focus on other stuff. And I kind of had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I went to world championships and I got my ass handed to me. The guy, Toby, that had taken third at world championships 2 years ago, beat me. I took fourth. I'd never even lost a race up until that point. So
can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah.
When you saw him cross, what year was that?
2021.
When you saw Toby cross the finish line, did you see him cross from your vantage point on the course?
Yeah.
Do you remember that feeling?
I knew the feeling. Like the feeling was in my stomach when he passed me halfway through the race. I was like, I'm fucked. I don't even know why I bothered showing up here because I did not put the work in. I knew it like as I was being passed, I knew that I hadn't put the work in. I was just like, this sucks. And
he's getting supercharged as he passes you, and you're getting super drained. He's having yes.
Oh.
Yeah, he's getting a psychological. Okay, go on. Sorry. So yeah.
The same thing happened to me in the next race too. So
how about the second? Wait, before you go there, how about the second guy that passed you? Was that even like holy? Because you said you never not taken first, and 3 guys passed you.
Dude, it was shitty. I beat that guy by 8 minutes earlier that year. The guy who took second place. 8 fucking minutes. I mean, that's a lifetime. I could have taken a nap.
Yeah.
And then he just beat me by 30, 40 seconds at world championships. And then another guy beat me. This guy, he's
Ding Dong Joe. Ding Dong Joe.
Basically Ding Dong Joe. He's not a bad guy by any means. I just can't even remember his name right now. But then he passes me and I was just like, what the hell? I go home. I'm pissed.
You didn't even make podium.
No, I was so pissed, dude. I was in such a bad mood for a long time. I became this cranky little fucking bitch and I hated everybody. And I put Post-it notes up on my wall of people that beat me or things that disappoint me. And I just leave it on my wall. And it's like, Ryan Atkins made you look stupid. Ryan Kent made you look stupid. This person made you look stupid. And I just sit there and look at it every single day until I kill those people, in a kind of a competitive sense, not a physical sense, So, I just look at that every single day. And I looked at that every single day for like, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 8 months. Just built.
Grind.
And then I lost again. You know this. I lost a second time.
No, where?
I went to national championships in January and I got beat by
Dallas?
No, Chicago.
Oh.
And I never lost. Now it's 2 losses in a fucking row. So now it's just like
who was that guy who beat you?
Ryan Kent. He's good. He took second at world championships. He's a super stellar athlete. But I've competed against him for 8 years and he's never beaten me once.
Right.
And then get this, it gets even worse. So I go to a Spartan race, which I don't do anymore. It's like not my thing. It's like, a CrossFitter going to an Olympic weightlifting contest if they used to Olympic lift like, a decade ago. And then Ryan Kent beat me in that. I was like, what the fuck? So I had 3 losses against people that I was competitive against in a row.
Is that Ryan Kent right there?
No, that's Jared Newberry. But I basically did that to Kent at World Championships.
Good.
A little physical domination through male mounting.
Hey, so when this event just happened last month in here's another thing about Christian. Christian told me he's super proud of his kids because they go to college and because they're vegetarian and that it's the healthiest way to eat and it's like good for the planet and shit.
I don't believe in that.
And I said to him, well, I hope your kids when they went to college also learned how to stay open-minded in case that the path they've chosen is wrong.
These kids live the coolest life ever. That dude.
I'm sure. But
to really get to know that guy, you need to crack open like a half dozen bottles of Chianti worth $500 a pop.
He seems great. But when he said that, I'm just like, it's fascinating. I know he's your homeboy. I'm not my day, but it's fascinating to me that anyone thinks that you get an education anymore in college.
I think
that's not a lie and biased. I mean, I'm not saying that they all are, but you have to automatically go there now. It's proven that that's like the vast majority. I mean, the CEO, the former CEO, Richard Smith, 30 years at the American Journal of Medicine or British Medical Journal, I forget which one, says that more than half the articles in the journal are lies.
Yeah, I mean, I think
like, what
you
the
have to go
fuck?
to college though to get certain levels
Pussy?
of degrees. True, but I didn't.
Me too. I got COVID for the 37th time. I got the monkeypox variant.
Yeah. I think, you got to go to college if you want to become a lawyer, a doctor, and an engineer, but anything else beyond that.
But it doesn't make you smart. Doctors aren't smart.
No, I'm not saying that by any means.
Right. That was my point. You can be filled with just tons of dumb shit. And his kids were filled with tons of dumb shit. And it's just sad to see someone who's so smart not know that.
Well, I quit the team because I was like, wait a second. I want to study to be the crocodile hunter. You don't even give that degree. But then you want me to go to English class. You want me to go to, history class. You want me to do all these things that have nothing to do with my passion. And I'm still paying you guys money.
There's these group of people that are always, they believe in this fallacy of logic that, these people are educated and these aren't.
You can get a PhD in weightlifting in Russia.
But it's probably more valuable than many of the degrees that we give in the United States around medicine. But
that's what I'm trying to say. I bet you, I don't really study it deeply. I'll show you a book. It's worth like $600. Check this fucker out.
Hey, it really has come down to the point that doctors are great, but that's another example, Hunter. If your doctor doesn't do house training, the Hunter McIntyre training system or the Greg Glassman training system, or they're not involved in some sort of training that really shows what are the real maladies, that word maladies on the planet today, then they're not a real doctor.
True. Well,
they're not.
I don't go to doctors for a reason. This book right here is a.
Well, if you got shot by a gun, you'd go. So, let me see. Soviet what? Let me see.
Training and recovery methods. So my grandfather, this dude right here, he went to the Masters Olympics and was very, very competitive. I think he took first.
Bring it closer.
Discus.
Dude.
Look at that beast.
Yeah, your whole family's just a bunch of just studs.
But so he had all these books and he was a doctor too. So I stole all of his books over time and I have a lot of them in here. But this is where I get all my information from. If I got bit by a rattlesnake or shot, I'd go to a doctor, but for nothing else, I go to a doctor. I also haven't been to a dentist in 7 years. That's probably something that I might need to check up on. But for the most part, fuck them. But my family's all doctors. My brother, my stepmother, my grandfather. And whenever I talk to them about like my opinions, they are rip shit pissed. I bet you Baxter will somehow find out that we had this conversation today and he will fillet me.
Who's Baxter?
That's my brother. Baxter Ballantyne Allen. He's a fucking.
They're docents of death. For the most part. What do I mean by that? There is a cure for type 2 diabetes, and instead they help you live with it.
That's true.
It's like if you had a chain with a ball tied to your ankle, and I had a pair of bolt cutters, or I had a cart, and I just gave you the cart so you could throw the ball on it and push it around. It's like, what an asshole move.
It's unfortunate. Like this grandfather and my grandmother both had type 2 diabetes by the time they were like in their 70s. And instead of like people suggesting that they like exercise and maybe change their diet a little bit, they just took insulin every single day until the day they died. Doesn't make sense.
No.
But
yeah. Fucking with insulin. I don't know what oncology is different to emergency surgical. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there, but oncology is a fucking joke.
Athletes work way too hard. Oh, dude, here, type in insider Hunter McIntyre. Go to Google.
Is it gonna be a picture of your belly button?
No, it'd be hot though. That'd be hot. Insider Hunter McIntyre. Please type that in and then go to the first article.
Can you talk about like your athleticism and like the struggles and like something deep or like?
We can do that, but I want you
I'm
to
so tired of people saying I don't give you a chance to talk or I haven't pried into you. Listen, I have Hunter on. We're trying to find out if we can like be good co-hosts for each other. You guys think
look at that booger I got going on?
Yeah, that's nice. He's not a guest. That's the thing. You guys have him confused. He's not the neighbor's dog that ran over. He's my dog.
Dick Butter wants me to go to a dentist.
And so you guys expect us to have a certain show a certain way, and that's not the kind of shows we have.
You need to type this in so that we can start a fight, because I know this is going to piss you off. Just type in insider Hunter McIntyre real quick.
Insider. I read Laptop from Hell. I'm almost done with it. Like probably 15 minutes left of listening. Insider Hunter McIntyre. I think I spelled your name right. Champion athlete diet is heavy. Oh, you're a scumbag. You are.
You're going to read that and get pissed.
You are a real douche.
Dude, this is a hand on my heart truth. I go to McDonald's almost every single morning. We just finished hiking the PCT. The first thing I did when I got off the trail was ran to McDonald's. Dude, look at that Ripley Peterson body.
I know your body is so nice. And your hair. World champion athlete Hunter McIntyre said Ronald McDonald's PB&J, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, for those of you who live on fucking Mars and don't know what that stands for, and cereal fuel. Oh, my grandparents had diabetes. And cereal fuel, his workouts and recovery. God, and please tell me you at least drink milk with that when you do that.
Every day.
I can't have peanut butter and jelly without milk. HYROX champion Hunter McIntyre eats up to 7,000 calories of mostly carbs and sugar each day. He eats a lot of sugary cereal. You're such a douche. Why don't you just say Chunky's peanut butter too? Say which shit brand you eat. Chicken, potato, rice, steaks. He told Insider. Sports dietitian Jessica Spendlove, who also milks Hunter's prostates on the weekend, said healthy fats can also provide energy for training.
I didn't say that.
Which part?
That's their dietitians. I didn't say that.
Hey, I want to see this. I want to see this girl's picture. That is an amazing last name. Hold on, let me open another. If I go over here, is it gonna? Oh no, okay. Let me see what happens if I go over here. Jessica Spendlove.
Dude, these comments that are coming in, people are getting rip shit pissed. You need to let people know that 99.99999 people who eat McDonald's don't look like that. Shut your mouth, Kyle. You don't know that.
Okay, here we go. Hunter McIntyre is world champion athlete and fuels his training with carb-heavy diet. He told Insider, "Hey, all the CrossFit athletes, right when they're, it seems like, I shouldn't say all, a ton of the CrossFit athletes that I speak to or videos I see about them, right when they're done eating, they put in 70 fucking grams of carbs or done training between events. They just immediately carb back up. I mean, what's his name was saying that yesterday, Jay Crouch and Rob Forte. Oh, let's see. J.R. Howell just I
hit 80 to 150. Dude, if you look up like any of the best athletes, go look up like what like Ocho Cinco does or like these guys do.
Did that guy kill himself?
No, I think he's in trouble though. I don't know how he's so broke.
I got this new guy helping me commentate the games, like, and his name's J.R. Howell. Do you know who that is?
I don't know. Let me look him up.
He doesn't talk. It's unless he's called upon. He's like the opposite of me.
J.R. Howell CrossFit. This looks like he looks like a model.
Yeah, he does look like a model, but he's such a trip. He's like a statue. Sometimes I think his camera froze, but it didn't. I can't believe he's not getting people love him, but I can't believe he's not getting torn. Like if I was watching the show, I'd be just making fun of him the whole time. I wouldn't even be paying attention to what anyone's saying. He's so still,
Why do you
intense.
talk to him? Is he interesting?
Oh, he's smart as a fucking. He's so smart. Yeah, but you have to call on him. He's like one of those things at Chuck E. Cheese. You got to put the quarter in it and it starts going. But if you don't, I mean, he's a parent's dream. He probably never interrupted as a kid. McIntyre goes to the gym in the morning 3 times a week, but he doesn't eat beforehand. Oh, what's her name? The greatest female fighter alive right now outside of Kayla Harrison, Shevchenko, who fights this weekend. She always trains on empty stomach too. Instead, he consumes coffee. This morning, he's drinking strong coffee. Sam Dancer and Vanderbutts. Instead, he consumes coffee with 2 to 4 tablespoons of honey or maple syrup and 1 dollop of man goo, otherwise known as baby batter. He said he prefers to feel light while training and eat more as the day goes on. After training, McIntyre said he eats a landslide of food. He eats a ton of cereal, such as Fruit Loops and peanut butter. Oh, man, dude.
Got a backload.
Fruit Loops?
We do like oatmeal and cereal, all sorts of stuff.
Hey, do you think you're going to give that up as you cut back on your training?
Probably the best I've ever felt. It doesn't necessarily mean from like a training perspective, because I just eat like meat and apples.
Oh, yeah. Tell us. You told me that one time on the phone. That was amazing. Tell me about that.
The steak and apples diet?
Yeah.
I just go to Costco and I buy 6 ribeyes that come in that case, and that will last me about 2 to 3 days. And then you get these big apples in a box where you get about 2 dozen of them, and you're eating about almost a dozen apples a day. And just the digestibility of it all just is super easy. I think the fiber from the apples helps push out all that meat and shit. I mean, the fact.
Be honest. How many days in a row would you do? You would do that for like a week? All you eat is steak and apples?
Weeks and weeks and weeks. Never felt anything wrong with it whatsoever.
No alcohol, like on Sundays? Not a glass of wine on Sundays? Nothing. I mean, like how strict do I have to? Would I get your body? Would I get your body if I did that? I got a lot of muscle under here.
I would bet you could see a very visible 6-pack and muscles in your arms and chest within a month. And I'll put a cash number down. There you go. You got some arms. If you did it for 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah, but you can't eat other things, and you can drink as much booze as you want.
Steak and apples and as much alcohol as I want.
I really like. Have you ever read the book Green Lights about Matthew McConaughey?
No, but I want to hear about that 1 second. The problem with getting your carbs about doing the alcohol, as much alcohol as you want, is your body starts conflating wanting to be drunk versus chasing the carbs. Like sometimes I think I want to drink and I just have a piece of fruit instead. And then the desire to drink completely goes away. Like I don't even really think I like drinking at all. I just start craving like it's a
physical action.
And I want I'm trying to chase the sugar in it.
I drink those non-alcoholic beers at nighttime now. And
stupid. Go on. No judgment. Fuck, that's dumb.
Listen, I just drink it at nighttime and it's easy. And I don't need booze. It's more of an action. Like I have wine at nighttime just to sip on it and watch trashy television shows. Like I don't really need booze. Trust me, when I want to get fucked up, I get super fucked up. By the way,
God, you must be fun. You must be so much fun.
I ate some mushrooms on the trail while we were hiking. We lost our minds. Like I ate a small amount, and it was truly an elevator to outer space.
When was this?
2 days ago? 3 days ago?
Hey, aren't you afraid doing that while you're like running a business, like will alter your course? Like you're going to see like some Native American hiding behind a tree, and then you're going to change your whole life to realizing that like your home's on a native burial ground and you're going to want to like dedicate your life to saving Native American lands or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like the whole reboot from psychedelics, like, oh shit, I just get knocked off your path.
I've been doing this for such a long time, like since I've been 14. So you got to figure that's almost 20 years. And I'm just in tune with it. I don't do this stuff as like a recreational person. I either do it to be like completely blow my mind off the face of the earth and then kind of reconfigure it.
Yeah.
Or I don't do it at all. Because I used to do it to get high and stuff like that and have fun and party with it. And also, I'm pretty in tune with myself. And then for as far as like the business side of things, I've got a pretty grounded team. So if I did lose my mind, they'd probably take care of things until I sobered up.
All right, if you say so. I know the morning chocolate called carnivore diet a privileged diet. It's fucking idiots.
A privileged diet? Does that mean you have to be wealthy enough to receive it?
It's so stupid. Don't even try to figure it out. You'll become dumber if you try to figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Meat's pretty cheap.
I know. Even organ meat you can get for super cheap. It's what it is it's people who insist on arguing other people's limitations for them. They think that they're being helpful, but it's their way of just keeping people down by talking like that. And you should see the girl who wrote it. She's the fucking coolest chick ever. I've had her on the podcast. Super fucking hot, cool, fit, nice. But some of the shit she says, I'm just like, God, if you like, I know she means well, but if she just fucking thought about the mechanism, the true levers she's pulling when she says stuff like that. It was Meredith Root. It was Meredith Root. Meredith Root.
Public bashing. Where is this chick?
I don't want to bash her. I really like her.
Anything?
I really like her, and her girlfriend's dope as shit too. Alex Parker. I had him on the show. I kind of love them. Like they'd be great neighbors, but I just holy shit! I ate deer meat for 8 months out of the year, killed and processed all the meat myself. Nothing privileged about that. Hey, look at this dude's Instagram account. Do you know who this guy is who just commented in the comments? I'm gonna show you something. This is gonna blow your mind.
Jim, is this the guy who did 300 Murphs? Dude's a savage. Huge
savage.
We send each other sweet nothings on Instagram. I'm like, hey, aren't you a cop? Yum yums.
I think this guy. How come I can't
find? Imagine if you got pulled over by him and you tried to get away. How bad of a day that'd be for you.
Well, he put on his weight vest and chase you down.
Slamming push-ups on top of you.
Hey, I think Jim's gonna have some issues.
What, overtraining syndrome?
I don't know what the thing is, but like I don't think you can do. God, he is a savage. I don't think you can do.
God body.
Yeah. He's a statue. I wonder if he has one of those little tiny penises that also like the statues have.
Sick.
Jim, 365 consecutive days of Murph RX. Humbled by the amount of people reaching out, telling me how an average guy working out in his garage inspired them. You're far from average. Thank you for the amount of people who now know Lieutenant Mike Murphy's story and why we honor him. Going to take a week or so off, then attempting 365 days of hero. Okay, he's fine. He's going to do 365 days of hero wads now because he's going to go through withdrawals.
I don't think so. You just got to pick something else. You just got to pick something else. Take a couple of weeks off, chill the fuck out. That's the most important thing after doing things like this is you need to take time down and then like reconfigure yourself, find another true north. You know what's interesting though? You have no clue how many people I know that did Murph and have contacted me and showing me videos of them like not being able to straighten their arms. We basically we glorified a workout that is the fastest way for people to get muscle damage beyond their means. And it's pretty amazing how many people I know that get massively fucked up by this workout. I think it's awesome. It's a great pinnacle workout. It's a great message. But damn, there's so many people. The guy, Ryan, who works for me, he had to like take the whole day off yesterday because he couldn't move. Excuse me.
Brother, Danny. We'll come back to your rhabdo story in a minute. Bro, I know so many people. I have done mushrooms. A few other things in my day. I know so many people who had their fucking open doors that they wish they could close. And that's all I'm saying. Thank you. I think it's okay to get a little. Well, I'm not going to say that. if you've never been so sore that you can't straighten your arms at least once in your life, maybe you didn't try hard enough. How about that?
Good point.
I don't like Andrew Hiller picking on someone for like not having full range of motion on their reps for Murph when they're just doing it for their own personal yum lito.
Yeah, fuck you, Andrew.
Yeah,
Actually, Andrew's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Andrew on tonight with. He used you for some clickbait, I think, too. Did you see that in the picture of one of his videos recently?
Yeah, he's always doing that, using my hot body for cash.
Hey, Jim, congratulations! It's crazy. It's Sevan's right, dude. It started already today. I was mentally messed up. Yeah, you need to like just go into the room and just masturbate yourself to death for the day. Hunter's lucky you called. If no one would have called in today, I'd never had Hunter on again.
Sevan, what's up, dude?
Hi.
Jim.
Hi, Jim. Please say hi to Mr. McIntyre.
What's up, bud?
Hey, what's up, big dog?
Oh, it's Jim. It's Murph Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, playa?
Not too much, man. Yeah, but what you were saying earlier, it's pretty spot on. Woke up this morning and like immediately was like pretty bummed out. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, not having the Murph to look forward to today definitely affected me right off the jump.
Hey,
you should have seen. We had Hunter on after he won like some HYROX thing, like that evening.
Yeah.
And I swear, I thought I immediately put him in touch with some dude who like helps athletes who are like could jump off a bridge. Like Hunter totally relates to what you're saying. I'm not joking. He was fucked up.
You gotta chill out for a bit.
What happened? I took first place and won. What's wrong? I just told you.
You just gotta chill out, man. Take a little break. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I plan on taking like the next week or so and just kind of moving, like, doing the class workouts and stuff, and then starting the Hero 365.
Hey, what about this? I'm not saying this is a good idea. I'm just proposing. What about something outside of your what? So when you work out, the effort is gone, right? You're expending energy. You sweat. Energy comes. I guess you're spending the energy as the goal is succeeded. What about making something? What about turning that energy into like knitting or like making sculptures with a chainsaw? Or building a wall. What about building a wall in your backyard? Just like learning how to, build a wall out of brick and mortar.
I thought you were going to say Mexico.
Doesn't do it for me in the same way. It's really weird. It's like I don't know. It's just because I'm like we've talked about it before, but like just fucked up mentally. Like my way of just I don't know. I'm not happy unless I'm physically hurting that day in some way. And once it's done, I really, I don't know, man. It's like euphoric and it's a total high, and I chase it every day, and I don't know what I would do without it.
Okay, how about you build a wall out of a brick and mortar in your backyard, but also before you start every day, you tie with a piece of dental floss 2 bricks to your penis and let it dangle while you do the work, and you'll get some sort of painful dental floss. Oh shit. Yeah, you'll get some sort of painful stimulation. Okay, how about this? Bruce Wayne wants to say, what about marathons? Does that interest you?
Nah, I'm not really into it, man. It's like running. Like if somebody challenged me to do a marathon with them, like I'd probably do it. Like, but it'd have to be like the day of where you're like, fuck it, let's run a marathon.
Yeah.
I'm definitely into like the stuff Hunter does. Like I don't know. I like lifting shit too. So just running seems kind of boring to me.
Have you ever done one of those HYROX events?
No, they look dope though.
One final thing for you. How did your diet change from when you started Murph on day 1 versus when you get to doing it 365 days?
Dude, so I talked to you like middle of it, and I was doing like the sugar and that diet from the crazy lady because my wife was doing it. The Whole30.
Oh yeah, she's batshit crazy. Yeah, I'm glad you called her that because. Yeah, that Whole Food 30 lady's fucking a nutter. And go all explain.
Though I think she's like Oprah rich because of that.
Yeah, you're probably right. But it's made her batshit crazy. Her life looks like it sucks. Go on, Jim. Sorry.
And then it's like, dude, I just did not have the energy to do all the shit I needed to do, or I don't really need to do any of it, but all the shit that I wanted to do throughout the day, like all the workouts, I didn't feel it. Like, and I just, I hate to say it, but like progressively, like my diet got shittier as it went on.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I had the fuel to do shit. Like 2 days ago, I went and I housed like 3 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and my mindset was like,
the truth comes out, Sevan. And
I was like, fuck it, this is
a chiseled statue of beauty and bronze.
Oh yeah. Look
He's
how
a
nice.
pinnacle of human design.
I know. I see it. I see it. I see it right here. Hey, you did get so fucking swole.
Dude, Murph
Thanks,
makes
man.
you jacked. It was the most muscular
Yeah,
I've
for
ever
sure.
been.
I mean, look at, I mean, you look like a savage here.
Dude, Hunter's looking huge right now.
Big and beefy, dude. I'm gonna start bodybuilding this summer. I'm gonna get fucking massive.
Hey, did you ever
Fuck
do
yeah.
any of the silly stuff Hunter was doing? Were you eating Fruit Loops and shit like that?
I mean, if my kids had it here, like I try to keep them off of sugar. That's like the one thing that I like. They're not active, so like I am trying to keep them off of sugar. But like if it was here, like fuck it, man, I'd eat it.
Well, hey, the truth is this: that what you just showed your kids is something most parents, I mean, no other parent's probably ever going to show their kid. I mean, you just showed your kid something gnarly that's going to stay with them forever.
I would look at some world records. The amount of volume that you just put in is probably such a good base for you to try to set a world record for most push-ups in an hour, most kettlebell swings in an hour, most Turkish get-ups in an hour, because you have a base that's stronger than almost any human being on the planet right now. And there's people that are trying to knock out world records that are kind of gimmicky all the time. But if I were you, dude, I would basically just go up there and just snatch a couple of those easy ones, have some fun. Not to say that make a light of your training by any means, but you've got enough volume where you could probably set some amazing world records.
Sweet, dude. Yeah, let's maybe carve out a weekend or something like that and try to get after some records.
All right. I fucking hate Guinness Book of World Records, but I will do anything with you.
Hey,
man.
Jim, any secrets you learned about like recovery, best time of day to work out? Any like things you're like, holy shit, I learned this. I would have never learned this if I didn't embark on this.
I wish I could like sit here and be like, hey, this is my recovery secret or anything. But like, honestly, man, I just did like the standard shit, like roll out and stretch. And I think it was probably because my body, like there's got to be a genetic to handling volume too. And then also the adaptation of the body. I didn't really have to do that much. And like, if I was in pain, like I know that's not the answer that people want to hear, but I'd just be like, fuck it, dude. It's a 1 mile run, 100, 200, 300, 1 mile run. Like you can do that pretty much every day.
You heard it.
So,
you can pretty much do it every day.
I didn't do anything crazy. You know, the mental gains were definitely there, but other than that, I didn't do anything crazy recovery. Like I wasn't dunking my head in like glacier water or anything, like just regular shit.
Were you excited when you woke up a couple days ago to do 365?
Yeah, I was, because my wife was going to come do her first CrossFit workout.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
It was that sort of the deal?
No, I've been trying to get her to go for 2 years, and she finally agreed to go
On day 365.
Yeah, and she was like talking about how I might do this, I might do half the reps, and I was like, no, you come to the Hero Wad, you fucking finish it. I don't care if it takes us 4 hours.
Wow.
And she crushed it.
Of course she did. Look at her husband. All right, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You calling. It's so good to hear from you.
Thanks, bro.
Google
Hunter,
Guinness
we'll
Book
talk,
of
man.
World Records, most hardcore fitness records ever. You could get some of these easily.
Let's do it, dude.
All right. Let's crush that shitty company. All right. The reason why I hate Guinness Book of World Records is because I tried to get them to verify the Murph world record. I also tried to get them to verify the fastest marathon record over 200 pounds. And they turned down both of my submissions. And like, let me just type in, I made a whole video about this and I never posted it because I just didn't want to, it would spark up the internet, but I just didn't want to throw too much shade marathon records. So they would not verify a 200-pound marathon record, by the way. They just wouldn't. But look at these ones that they allowed. By the way, the reason why they allow this is because these people paid $5,000 to have their things verified. Fastest marathon dressed as a star. Well, that makes a lot more sense than a 200-pound marathon. Fastest marathon dressed as a male elf. That makes a fuck ton of sense. Fastest marathon in a suit.
Hey, let me add one thing real quick, Hunter. So all those people saying stuff about the world record, like one partition not close to Hunter's, like Hunter's is 100% the world record. Go back and check this guy who's claiming to have the world record and count his reps. He missed 10 push-ups. So Hunter still got the world record.
The thing is I'm not saying that what I did was the best in the world, but I think when you go and test these records, you have to have it in a certain kind of environment where there's people really judging. He just went and did it at the Murph challenge, and it was a minute and like 30 seconds slower than my time. But he trained a whole year to set this new record, yet he was almost 2 or 3 minutes slower than his old record. I'm like, I'm just trying to put these two together. How all of a sudden, when you have like really hardcore judging and everything like that, did you fall 3 minutes off the record? I did 31 minutes in my garage, but then all of a sudden when I did it in front of all of these judges, I was 2 and a half minutes slower. So
I mean, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah. So I think we were going to try to come up with, I don't know, people get very sensitive about this because of the name Murph and what it's tied to, but we were going to try to have like a Murph championship for charity, and we didn't end up deciding to do it. But I think that should become something that maybe could be a really fun aligned event for people in the future.
Yeah, hell yeah, it should. I mean, I know that like the whole point of it is, honoring Mike Murphy. It's just like, how many people do you think learned about who Mike Murphy was because I started posting about it and doing 365 days? Like, the cause is there. Like, it's for a good cause.
Word, I agree.
Sevan,
all right, fellas, I'll let you guys get talking.
See you.
Bye. I'm doing the California hormone games. And I'm pretty sure at the California hormone games, it'll be men and women competing against each other. You can chop your penis off. You can grow a penis. You can be juiced to the gills. You could be a man who thinks you're a woman who wishes she were a rabbit. Like you're all welcome.
Have you?
I'm gonna hug every single one of you and love you. Have you
seen the video that South Park made a couple of years ago with Macho Man showing up to the women's competition?
I'm looking at the Noble site, man. I just can't believe how batshit crazy the world has become. Like, first of all, your shoes are the worst shoes on the planet. Everyone knows that. Now, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything good about them. The only people I ever see wear them are the ones who have to or get them for free.
People are getting paid.
But through what you're doing, all you're doing is alienating people. In the guise in feigning to be welcoming. It's so amazing.
Where's all?
I don't even want to bring it up because I don't want to even start in on them. It's so fucking negative, all the shit they do. It's so fucking it's the wolf dressed. It's the lamb dressed as a wolf. It's people who have no fucking inner peace, just vomiting their shit on the world. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I can't believe the gay, meaning dudes who like other dudes' genitalia in the lesbian community tolerates this shit. I just can't believe they don't want to just break their letters off and leave that group.
I think they're all pretty intertwined. I used to work at a gay bar. Everybody mixes pretty well.
Well, I mean, I mix pretty well, but the thing is you just can't have dudes in fucking women's sports. You just can't.
There was a big thing that came out.
Or you got to do it like the California hormones games where you just do, and there's just one division.
Well, or just world's strongest man. Everyone can show up.
Yeah. Do they got world's strongest girls? Is there world's strongest girls?
Probably. It's definitely not as, advertised. It's not as exciting, I think.
This is going to be fun to see how I think that they say that I think that what Noble is doing is they've basically posted all of this stuff.
I got a question.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what U.S. soccer just did, where they're basically 1-to-1 paying male and female athletes? Go.
I don't think. I don't know what the determining factor is, but I think capitalism should drive everything. So if women's soccer is made. Sure. So like the NBA that probably sells more tickets and has more advertising dollars behind it. That money should be distributed. It's the same thing with you plant a fruit tree in your yard, I plant a fruit tree in my yard. If my fruit tree gives more fruit because I took care of it while you were on vacation or surfing and your fruit tree dies, I don't give you my fruit. Or you plant 30 plum trees and I plant one nectarine tree, and now nectarines are more valuable because there's less resources. I just think you just allow it to compete. I don't think you force anything.
It's heavy
I don't
duty,
think.
dude.
What do you think?
I'm very aligned with what you have to say. Dude, girls in CrossFit, I think, make more money than men do. Not on the competition side, but from the sponsorship side, I think a lot of those girls are getting paid more just because they bring in more eyes and more attention. So it's not like it's impossible in any situation, but there's a reason.
How about women? How about women's gymnastics?
Yeah, dude, nobody gives a fuck about guys' gymnastics. Like
men's gymnastics has been shut down 20 years ago. It was basically shut down in colleges all over the country. Well, women's was fucking juiced to the gills with loot.
Yeah. So,
and you're telling me what dudes do in gymnastics is any less than women?
Well, it was Title IX, dude.
And so someone might say something like, well, you have to do that because there's been this oppression against women. You have to do that because there's been oppression against blacks. You have to do that because there's been this oppression against people who like to play with the same genitalia as their own. The problem is this. When you fight racism with racism, the winner is racist. You have to go bigger picture. The mindset that makes you think it's okay to distinguish people by the color of skin doesn't go away when everything's equal. It stays.
You know what's a great movie that I just watched last night?
What?
I'm going to throw some things your way. Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
Okay, Matthew McConaughey. We got him in there. We got Samuel L. Jackson.
What movie?
Okay, it's a court case in the South, in Mississippi.
Okay.
You're not picking up on this, are you?
It sounds familiar.
All right, let me get the name of it. I think it's A Time to Kill. See if anybody can get it. Guess it. Yeah, Time to Kill, 1996. This movie right here, awesome. Has something to do with what you were just saying, racism and such. You should watch it tonight. Do research. So you're ready for our next podcast. Just saying.
You saw it?
It was incredible. I'm trying to go back in time and get some better film in my life.
Here, you want to make the world a better place? Noble. Get behind this. Get behind this. Get behind this. I actually have in my notes, play this for Hunter. Okay. You guys ready? Here we go. They caught all the wild children and put them in zoos.
They caught all the wild children and put them in zoos. They made them do sums and wear sensible shoes. They put them to bed at the wrong time of day and made them sit still when they wanted to play. They scrubbed them with soap and made them eat peas. They made them behave and say pardon and please. They took all their wisdom and wildness away, and that's why there's none in the forest. They caught all the wild children and put them in zoos. They made them do sums.
That's the world we live in, buddy.
That's why you guys got to move with me to Crestline. I have this mountain village where we don't play by the rules.
My wife will not be allowed anywhere near a man of your virility.
Dude,
I'm too insecure.
You can have your own cabin in the back. We drive monster trucks through the mountains. We eat raw meat. We act crazy. It's a blast. Truly, I'm trying to find a way to get further and further outside of society. So
I am going to come up there. I am going to come up there. I was bragging to Kris Rugloski. She's like, I've been to the cabin. I'm like, yeah, well, he said I could stay there all summer.
Boom.
Yeah.
Listen, I think it's kind of unfair that you took up your billionaire benefactor old lady in Newport, but you won't take on my offerings.
I just wanted to say one thing. She is not an old lady.
She is just ripe.
Oh man, she's something.
We're
not live, are we? We're not live, are we? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this weird post.
What happened?
This is the Dave Castro's Instagram account, and it says, I'll explain it. Well, so he doesn't work at CrossFit right now, Hunter, right? And the other day he got fired, and then the dude who fired him got fired. It's a whole drama. It's fun. It's like a whole thing, right? And And so he got fired, and then the dude who fired him got fired, and then the community was in an uproar, and now the games has been a complete shit show this year. I mean, like beyond shit show. It's not even a legit competition in my mind. Some of the absurdities that have happened in it. But anyway, and then a couple weeks ago, or at the semifinals that were happening in Australia and England, or sorry, Australia, Amsterdam, and the United States. Affiliates were DMing me saying Dave Castro is coming back to CrossFit. And I'm like, how are you guys hearing this? And they're like, people are talking about it at the venue. So I did a whole podcast, and I posted a handful of the DMs where people are saying me, yeah, we heard that Dave's coming back. So, and I asked Dave, and he's gone dark on me. But Dave posted this today. This Saturday is 1 year since Zach Miller passed away from cancer while on active duty. If you need a workout for the weekend, hit this one up. Over the years, Greg and I created a number of hero workouts, a handful for heroes I worked with. I didn't serve with Zach, but I was an instructor when he went through BUDS. BUDS is like where like dudes go to become Navy SEALs.
Can I raise my hand and ask a quick question?
Mr. McIntyre, in the back, please take your hat off and go ahead, ask the question.
This is not meant to be, it could be construed as a sensitive subject, but are the hero wads just for heroes, or if you died in a heroic action?
Yeah, you have to. It's just basically for American military, and I think like first responders who died. Doesn't matter how you died, but you just died.
Just want to clarify.
Dog bite turns into an infection and you die, but you served fucking as a gunner in Iraq. Hero wad. But you also have to be a hardcore CrossFitter, and we have to. There's a bunch of things. There's a whole checklist of things to become it. But that's some of the criteria. Now it says this. Listen to this line. This guy doesn't work at CrossFit, right? Consider this now an official CrossFit hero wad. Oh, Hector, talk to me.
Those, like,
what do you mean he edited the last part? What did he edit?
When you got those big juicy plums hanging down between your legs, he might not even work for CrossFit anymore, and he just asserted the fact that it's now a CrossFit workout. That's what I want to know. Is that what he did?
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
I was saying, when you got those big juicy plums hanging between your legs, sometimes you just have to take action.
Yeah. You're
in an actionable situation. He
Let me
doesn't work
translate
for CrossFit anymore, but he just asserted himself and said this is now a CrossFit standard, which I like.
Hunter McIntyre is saying that the giant balls that Dave has hanging between his legs that shadow his carrot penis have made it so he has to make posts like this. You're saying there's just too much alpha in him. He can't help himself.
But sometimes people got to stand up against tyranny.
How about this? Cool down with bicep curls. Like, I can't even believe Dave wrote that. That shows either a sense of humor. What the hell is going on with this post?
It's heavy.
Oh, is this a repost? Is that what he's saying? That this isn't even... God, what is going on here with this post? Maybe he didn't write this. Oh, no, but it says... Maybe... Okay. Maybe I'm seeing this wrong. Maybe this is... He reposted this from a guy named Make... Okay, let's click this guy's account. Nope. Oh, wait. Now I'm starting to see it a little differently. Repost from this guy. Oh, no. Sorry. That is Dave. Dave is declaring from the fired position. And you know what's crazy? Everyone in the community, including myself, will agree that it is a hero wad.
Is it a good one?
I don't care. I only ride the assault bike. The original post was better. He edited that part. It can't be seen.
Yeah.
Which part? I know, but tell us which part.
I'm planning on doing the Chad workout in the fall, and I'm going to try to set a pretty stellar time for that. Some people may not like the idea of making these things competitive, but I do.
I do too.
It's radical. These people are fucking savages. It'd be cool to have somebody. If I passed away today and I had a workout named after me, and I just found out that people around the world were like motivated by the idea of something that represented who I was as a person,
yeah,
I'd be rolling in my grave being like, fuck yes.
You like challenges, right?
A ton. Yeah, it's my favorite.
Well, I'd like to show you this feat of strength right here. This is a woman, supposedly.
Wow.
Look at.
That did not just happen.
Yeah. Look, the umbilical cord still attached to her vagina and the baby.
Wow.
And look the way the nurse grabs the baby. And that's how the baby would come out head first.
That's a white baby.
Well, that part is weird. Just ignore that part.
Wow.
No fucking way. Maybe it's just so pale at this point.
Look at. Did you see the umbilical cord attached to her twat?
Look at her smile so much.
Wow.
God, that's a good mom. That is a great mom. Yeah, he's a good dude. Justin comes on here sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah, she just pulled the baby out of her pants. You won't see that on Joe Rogan.
I don't think you can. I think Joe Rogan has somewhat been castrated by mainstream media as well. Sevan, eventually you're going to build up to be so big that mainstream media is going to come after you too.
God, I hope so.
You're like a small bud of a flower that's about to blossom. You kind of got a little Alex Jones in you, a little bit of you got a little.
I don't like that so much. My mom's not going to like that Alex Jones comparison so much. I'm a nice boy. I work out. He's fat.
I know.
I actually just saw a doc on him. He's a totally misunderstood guy.
He's an outspoken person. We'll leave it at that.
He's very nice. He's a gentleman.
You know what the crazy thing is? I think he's probably younger than you, but he looks like he's in his like 60s or early 70s.
I do CrossFit.
Let's see here. Alex Jones age.
I'm going to show you one more thing. You have to see this.
Come on. How old are you?
50.
Okay, he's 48. He looks so much older than you.
Wow. And if I shave, dude, I'd look like I was like 47. Okay. You have to see this. I just love this. I just love this. Okay, ready? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
You get married and you have a kid. You might want to marry a Republican woman because they actually like want to be with the kid and raise it. You know, that's good. It's just that kind of just surfed around the room. That thing just traveled like COVID. Just.
Let's try that one more time. You
have a kid. You might want to marry a Republican woman because they actually like want to be with the kid and raise it. You know, that's good.
It's fascinating, right? It's fascinating. If you're going to marry a woman and you want to have a kid, you may want to marry a Republican woman because she'll actually want to stay home and raise the kid.
What are you guys?
We're dirt twirling hippies.
It's just that kind of just surfed around the room. That thing just traveled like COVID.
Look at that. You got a comment right there.
What?
You got a little comment and a blue check mark. I didn't know you were verified.
Yeah.
Is it true? It's a little true. It's a little true.
Look, it's a little true.
I'm just saying, look, I believe in a lot of progressive causes and all that, but you got to understand the type of headache you're in for if you marry a progressive young girl, you know? I mean, can you imagine marrying AOC, the kind of headache it would be? Even just breastfeeding the baby, she would breastfeed it for a little, and then she'd be like, okay, now it's your turn. You breastfeed the baby. Did you take your estrogen pills? Did you grow your male nurture tit? You're just going to be walking around with one tit like this.
I mean, when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, yeah, that's like, for all you people who keep like looking at like, if everyone had a mom and dad at home who raised them, fewer people would have died from COVID. Fewer people would have died from gun violence, hunters peeing. There'd be fewer robberies. There'd be fewer, like that's the fix right there. Start fixing the family. Start focusing on the family. It fixes everything. It fixes everything. I wonder that too, Christine. I cannot believe that I still exist on Nazigram. I can't believe they haven't kicked off a dirt twirling, loving, accepting, all encompassing, hugging person like me. I'm the embodiment of walking love, and yet I still exist on that hateful.
Can we ask a quick question to the audience?
Please.
When you guys run out of toilet paper, what are your guys' options? Because I've been out of toilet paper for like 2 weeks, maybe.
Wow, that may be the greatest question ever asked on the internet.
Let's see what we
Holy
got.
shit. I'm going to type that in and ask.
Yeah, let's see what we can get here.
Wow, that is brilliant.
I can give
Hey,
you my
Hunter is
version.
going to give away $50,000 to the best answer and a Toyota pickup truck, brand new, 2024. Wow. What to do when you run out of toilet paper? I was going to judge the shit out of you, but I pushed it down.
Well, you can you should put that up on your guys' post for this header and see what you guys can get.
Wow. Yeah, that's brilliant.
I've been
That-
using body wipes, paper towels, tissues, which are the worst. Don't use tissues.
Why? What's wrong with tissues?
They're just like those thin, shitty tissues, and you know that that's going to be a mess. Cardboard toilet paper roll. That's fucking savage. Oh, God. Coffee filters, dick butter. I like that.
Oh, that's gangster. God, you'll probably burn in hell for that, but I approve. Wow.
Duct tape. Tampons? Wet hands. I mean, I am a world-class poop shower guy.
Sponges.
Sometimes I jump in the pool and I scoop my butt on the bottom.
Oh, double down, mom and dad, if Hunter on the chlorine if Hunter comes over to swim. What are the best alternatives to toilet paper? Oh, it's a COVID-19 article. This is crazy.
Baby wipes, yes.
A bidet, sanitary pad, reusable cloth.
Do you want to hear the worst poop story?
Hey, why don't you go out and buy some?
I've just been traveling so much. Every time I come home, I forget. That's one thing you're going to notice about me is my brain's all over the place, so I forget. I could probably just order it on Amazon. That'd probably be the best.
You're one of the most egoless human beings I've ever met.
So I'll tell you guys this fucked up story. I'm in Chile, and I'm there for a 100-mile race in the highest, driest desert in the world, the Atacama Desert.
Yes, I filmed a movie there.
We're in the Atacama Desert. I think we're in Santiago, Chile. It's basically this like where all the water kind of pours into the center, the lowest point of this high desert.
What year was that?
2015.
Uh-oh. Someone's internet went down. 2000 what?
15.
2015. Okay.
So the race is starting at 4 a.m. It's like pretty much dark out with a little bit of light. And the race is starting. There's probably got to be about 100 to 200 racers there. The whole town is shut down. I'm about to start this 100-mile race, and I was like, I got to shit so bad. And we've got the camera crews there and everything. And they're like, I can't like disappear and then show up late to the start. They're like, dude, you got to be ready for this thing. It's got to all go off at the same time. And we're in the middle of Chile, and nobody really speaks English. The whole town shut down, boarded. One guy hears me talking, and he speaks broken English. He goes, come with me to my hostel. I go in there, and my racing partner comes with me. He's got a shit too. We both sit down, and you know when you just like get to the toilet, finally you sit down, you don't have any thoughts except for the evacuation of what's inside your bowels.
Yeah. Like it explodes out of your ass. Yeah.
Just a fucking gangster release. And happy June 1, by the way. So
Thank you.
I'm
Oh,
there.
here. Travis solved the problem. Use a Noble shirt. Perfect.
So I sit there, and now like I've sobered up. I'm like, whoo, that was crazy. It was like a sweat shit. And I look around, there's no toilet paper anywhere. Race is going to start in less than 5 minutes. I then look to the right of me and they don't flush toilet paper down the toilets there. So there's just a basket with used shit paper.
Oh, I think I've done this before, unfortunately.
And I'm like, dude, what do we do, Turbo? And he's like, I think we got to do it. So I start sifting through this bag, looking for the paper with the least amount of poop on it. I just dab back there. I'm like, tap, 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 tap. I hit a couple taps.
Yeah.
And I get out of there and I start the race. I had to pull my underwear off about 14 miles in. I had the worst ash rash of my entire life because I had shit all over my butt running. But still to this day, I gag thinking about that experience.
Yeah. Wow. So not only did you use toilet paper, but it didn't even affect. No, we can have I love Ben Bergeron. We can have him on whenever you want. Why? Is he a noble guy?
Who tries to literally badmouth me for not being an environmentalist, I want you guys to know that I'm so gangster that I use other people's poop paper. I won't hurt no trees.
Yeah. I could have the CEO of Noble on. It doesn't even I'm a lover. I love all those. I would give the most vile creatures in the world a hug. But Ben's not vile, by the way. I love him. But no sponsorship of some fucking confused fucking woke company is going to stop me from having my homeboy Ben Bergeron on. Please.
I had the most awkward dinner of my life with the two founders of Noble and Brooke Wells one time.
Woke bull. What? How was it? Why was it awkward?
I don't know. You know me, dude. Like I'm free flowing, conversational. Like
yeah.
Cool.
Well, they have so many rules of words you can and can't say. Being woke is like navigating a fucking maze. It's like living it's like someone tore out half the word pages in the dictionary, but you don't know which ones have been torn out. It's fucking a mess.
Yeah. I don't know.
Is that why? Because you just felt like that there was this like etiquette that was like unpossible etiquette?
They just couldn't engage. Dude, I'll put it to you this way. Rhode Island, smallest state in the country. So small that like if you had like someone was born, there's 90% chance you guys have 50% shared DNA. If you guys are from the state of Rhode Island. I'm from Rhode Island. And this guy who's one of the founders is from Rhode Island. And we're just like, I'm like, hey man, like this place and this place, like I did this. Like, did you do this? And he was like, yeah. I was like, so there's no connection whatsoever between us. And we just sat there somewhat quietly for about an hour at a Mexican food restaurant in New York City. And to this day, I was like, just one of the most awkward dinners of my life.
So there was no intimacy.
No, I could know zero about you and I could sit down with you at a restaurant and at least make it through the hour with some kind of reasonable conversation and connection, even if you're from the opposite side of the world and couldn't speak English.
Are these the dudes? They're not anything that I thought that they would look like.
The founders, it's a blonde guy and a taller, thin guy with shaved head.
It's not a black dude?
I don't think so.
Are you sure you're not talking about the founders of Whoop?
No bull.
Are these them?
Yeah, that's not a black guy, dude. He's a white guy. He's just tan.
You're telling that you don't think that guy in the middle is a black dude?
I don't think he was black, man. I'm severely
God, you making me look. The guy with the cowboy hat is telling me. I see an old German guy, a black dude, and a Greek dude. Not racist.
I'm so sure he's white, man. I hung out with him.
God, that guy, yeah.
There was this one kid in our modeling agency when we were younger that you couldn't tell if he was like part black, Mexican, Italian, Chinese. He was like completely, he could blend into any environment. Maybe he's like that.
The only thing that's privileged, the only activity that's privileged is people who are offended. If you are offended by stuff, it's you're showing your privilege. That's it. That's the only someone cuts you off in a car and you get upset and you're offended by it, it's because you're privileged.
Look at this. Tommy Payne says Hunter sees no color. Thank you.
I know. I'm a scumbag compared to Hunter. Shut it, Brad. Shut it. Brad Patty. That dude's black as fucking night.
Dude, I think you're kind of mistaken, but it's okay.
Okay. Look I just found another picture. of him.
You know what
I just found another picture.
Buy some Noble shoes and torch them.
I just found out they're too expensive to play that game.
I guess you have a good point.
Oh shit, I can't close. Okay. Do you know look at this. Look at this picture. I typed into Google is the owner of Noble black and I didn't get an answer. But that's not a black dude?
I don't think so, dude. I think he's probably from like the Mediterranean part of Italy.
Those dudes are black then.
Yeah. You know Jesus was black?
I did. Of course he was.
Mind blown.
Okay.
They paint him so differently in all the churches where I'm from.
Republican women make good moms. Okay. How about this one? Okay. This is the last one. No one's even going to get this one.
Sevan, do you have people send you tons of free stuff?
Oh no. You mean like condoms and like creatine and no.
Yeah.
No one wants me. No one wants me who can't tell the difference between a Sicilian and a black guy repping their product. I get too much love. You have to be woke to represent something these days. I'm a lover. I just love
but do they
people.
send you tons of stuff?
No, that's what I mean. No one wants me in their shit. I'm too inclusive. I'm too inclusive.
I feel like you have such a high level of engagement and you're so well known that I'm surprised like your whole life isn't sponsored.
I know, me too. Podcast is absolutely killing. Okay. Look at this. Look, I just love this. I don't even get this, but I just like it because some ethnicities are offended when people attack them. I'm just happy when someone recognizes mine. Like you could say anything. Like there was this joke someone told me. What's the shortest book in the world? And I said what? And they said Armenian war heroes. And I was just happy that there was a joke that made fun of Armenians. You get that joke because like we were slaughtered in a genocide. What's the shortest book in the world? Armenian war heroes. Get it? Like
Armenians are hard as fuck. Whenever I met Armenians when I was younger, I was terrified.
Good, you should be. Okay. This is an Asian guy saying, okay, well, watch this.
How to name? You're the Armenian baby. Merem Johnny. How to name? You're the Armenian baby. Merem Johnny. How to name? You're the Armenian baby.
First you just have to know how happy I am that there's a fucking racist joke against Armenians. And when I say racist, I don't mean in a mean way. It's just got a race. It's about race. But he's basically saying is you throw the hood of a dog down the stairs and whatever sound that makes, that's an Armenian name. And it's kind of like, like an Armenian name is like Hudach. You know what I mean? That's like but it's just funny, like, cause you would think like, the other joke would be just throw down a handful of silverware down the stairs. And that's like a Chinese kid's name.
Have you been friends with
you
Arm
haven't laughed at one of my fucking posts. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Have you been friends with Arm & Hammer at all?
No.
He's an Armenian god.
I know he's an Armenian god. I know I should be. I'm probably just intimidated by him.
Well, you guys should become friends. I feel like you guys are super aligned. I wish that Wadcast podcast still existed with the original cast.
Is that Eddie Iff's? Is that Eddie Iff's podcast?
Now he's just a curmudgeon single soul. He called me, by the way, while we were doing this.
You should have answered.
He's not black, but doesn't have white privilege either. Is Mike attacking you? What a shitbag.
I don't know, but I like it. Whatever he just said, I like it. I'm going to show you one more thing.
How many of your viewers do you think like you, and how many of your viewers do you think hate you?
They all love me.
Let's be honest, though. How many people do you think actually stay in touch with you to throw shade at you? Because I would say it's probably like 70-30. 70% of the people that follow me because they like me, and 30% of the people follow me because they want to badmouth me.
You mean like, do I think like there's someone like from the woke crowd who just like watches my shit so that they could go report it to other people? And like why would someone watch me if they didn't? Why would someone watch this if they didn't like it?
It's just our culture. Sometimes they just want to be up to date on the people that they really dislike.
Are they trying to like me? What if they what if you're following me and you hate me and then you just start liking me?
I'll put it to you this way. So when I went to the CrossFit Games, how much did you keep in tabs with what I was doing at all?
Not at all. I was too good. I was too good for you. I hated you.
Well,
it's too good for you. I tried to pretend like it didn't even happen.
Good point. So
But
you're
I'm different. I have a huge ego that I leverage. What?
You're a true hater. You just hated me and you genuinely didn't want anything to do with me. Then there's this other color of hate, which is like
You were the new guy at school that started dating all the hot chicks that I'd been looking at for 4 years. And I was like, fuck this dude.
you know, I'm just saying there's a lot of people that dislike me. And
Hey, do you think that they follow you because like, but why would they do that? Why would they have that in their life?
I don't know, man.
They want to feel pain, or they want to.
I'm not the kind of person that like posts on other people's page. I don't get the idea of that. Unless it's like a friend of mine, I'll be like, that's awesome. But from the sense of hate, I don't get those trollers, the online trollers. Like I've said, I don't like the Buttery Bros and I'd like to fight them. And I'll say it in an open forum so that I can have a good time. And then I'll even say it to their face. So that's the way I would troll somebody. But then the people who just like tap, like, you suck. But then there's
Do you follow the Buttery Bros?
No, not really. And I don't really have any hate for them that much anymore. Even though I think that Herber guy is kind of a cock. He's definitely a cock. And I fight the fuck out of him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but
why do you think he's a cock? I don't know if I had to stop and think if I really want to hear the answer to this question.
They were dicks to me when I got into CrossFit. Like the first time I ever witnessed them, they bumped into me at the, what is it called? The Granite Games. And they're like, don't you think it's unique that you're here? And you're here because their like motto is earned, not given. And I was like, we earned a spot here on a team. I don't know what you're talking about. And they were just sassy about it, kind of, whatever, trolling me and had their cameras out. Then they made rude statements about me going to the games. Then when I was at the games, they were rude. And then they tried to film me and I just grabbed their camera lens and I was like, I don't want to be fucking filmed. And then, we worked together at the Spartan games. They were there and they get paid to kind of like jump around and be like, yo, ooh, whoa, ooh. That's the way that they kind of make their content now. And I was like, hey, I don't understand what this beef came from. Like, I don't even know you guys. And you certainly have made me a target because of your ties with CrossFit. Like, let's have no beef. And I shook their hands and I had a good time talking to one of their wives. And then the next day after we squashed the beef, that Heber guy came up and fucking jabbed at me again. And I was like, that's it. We had our men's and we did something. And then you came at me again. And I was like, that's it. The way people in society used to handle these things is they hit each other.
Right.
They hit each other and it was dispersed. The anger was dispersed through physical contact. And then it was over. The man who won or the woman who won was basically discrepancy was canceled. And that person walked away as the superior of the two. They used to shoot each other and stab each other, dueling. If I said, Sevan, your wife's a cross-eyed whore, you'd be like, I want a duel. And I would either have to apologize for what I said or I would have to accept the duel. Now you can say whatever you fucking want. And because of the laws and the way that the world views everything, you're not allowed to have physical contact to basically back your opinion. And that used to be the way that we used to be able to kind of really jock for position in the world. Even if you just watch Nat Geo and watch the way that like lions will fucking kill each other to have sex with a girl, rather than being like, well, Hunter's a little bitch. And I know that he fucking has herpes or something. You don't want to hook up with him. And I'm like, oh, I don't have herpes. And now that you said that, I'm going to chop your fucking face off. That's how I handle it in the jungle. So that's why I don't like those guys. And I'd fucking literally split his face in half. I even offered to do both of them in the ring at the same time because I have 2 fists and 2 reasons to kill them.
I offered to do both your sisters at the same time. Hey, what was that after you guys do you remember after you guys went mano a mano, after you had your kind of like loving with them and then they came back the next day and poked at you, do you remember what the poke was? You don't have to. I'm just wondering.
I'm really trying to remember it. Honestly, it was Heber though. It was Herber. It was not Mars. Mars has never really given me a hard time. He's actually tried to like mend things with me twice. The little hairy fuck, that's the guy I got to really get.
Hey,
Hadouken punch. Like I would fucking split him in half. Literally, it would just be rib cage and nothing left, just fucking bones.
He would just splinter into 1,000 pieces.
Good God.
Listen, it's hard for me to get on that bandwagon because I was a for no good reason a hunter hater too. And when I wanted to have you, and when I had you on the podcast, like I did it. I just kind of picture myself as a hunter, right? And I just shoot shit and then mount the heads on my wall, right? And so like it didn't matter to me that I didn't like you or wasn't going to eat you. I still wanted to shoot you and put your head on my wall. Hunter McIntyre, check. And then you came on the show and I ended up fucking falling in love with you. And I was like, damn it.
Deep, passionate bond. I don't really have a lot of drama with people unless I will come up to somebody head on and be like, what's the issue? What's the issue? There's a guy I used to work with at HYROX, and I literally told him, I was like, explain the issue or we have to hit each other.
Wow. Another athlete?
No, he used to run the head of development for the American market. You could look it up and find his name, but I don't need to bring up his name. But
big handsome guy, big handsome.
I literally just didn't.
I saw him interviewed. Wait, hold on. I saw him on a podcast with Christian. Who's the CrossFit Games athlete that I had on? Black guy. I think he's black.
Yeah.
Christian. He rapped on my show. Christian. Oh shit! I knew it. My mom heard the Alex Jones comment. You asshole.
Did she?
Yeah, she just commented in the comments. I as the one person I didn't want to hear that.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. Okay,
I'm sorry.
He didn't mean it.
No,
he didn't mean. Oh, Christian Harris. Christian Harris. So that guy. Okay, so the guy who worked at he was on Christian Harris's podcast. What?
It's not Christian Harris.
No, it's not Christian Harris, but the guy you're talking about was on Christian Harris's podcast. He used to be a CrossFitter. I can't remember his name either. Okay, so a guy who worked at HYROX, you're like, hey, dude, we have a little bit of a beef here. Do you want to talk about it, or should I just fucking throat punch you?
Kind of. I didn't make it an ultimatum. I was just like, we either have to settle this or we have to beat each other up in the parking lot.
Okay.
That's how I approach things.
That's a big
no
dude.
Point in having this like constant rain cloud over your life with other people.
So you think Heber should walk up to you and be like, hey, we either have to talk about this or fucking we take it out into the fucking parking lot?
Done.
What if I said that to you? I was like, hey, Hunter, we got to fix this or take it out to the parking lot. And you're like, let's take it out to the parking lot. I was like, well, hold on a second. I didn't mean to give you two choices.
I haven't hit somebody since 2011, January 1st, but I would.
It wasn't Chris Rock, was it?
No, that'd be hysterical.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, I agree. I haven't spent any time watching him. I'm on the total liberal hate train when it comes to Alex Jones, but I did start watching a documentary that he's in, and man, he was a thoughtful, sweet man. Man, he was a thoughtful, sweet man.
I think that's the first time I realized that like mass design of like these companies like Google, Twitter, and Facebook were dangerous. Because I had a conversation with a friend, and he and I grew up together, literally very close friends, quality, like super quality guy. He worked with YouTube, and he came to me to say we were having dinner amongst friends, and he was just like, I think we're going to have to take Alex Jones off the internet. Like he's going to get banned. And I was like, I don't know if you could really do that. Like you guys are one of the biggest like freedom of speech, platforms that kind of puts the hands in the power of the people rather than like the mainstream media companies. And he goes, well, we disagree with his, and I'm paraphrasing this. I'm not trying to say my friend did anything wrong or right, but I was like, whoa. And then all of a sudden they took away all of like Trump's social media. They take away a lot of people's social media. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of fucked up. So it's
I think that's why most tree huggers are now flipping the script. You even if you hate Trump, you can't take away his Twitter. Even if you're like me and you love a fucking tranny, you still can't have him in women's sports. You're like, you can't have a dude in women's sport. I mean, and so people are like flipping the script, right? Like all of a sudden I'm standing side by side with people I never thought I'd be standing side by side with. That's why people are like waking up. I'm even okay with this. Can I play this for you?
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with this. Look at his back. He maintains a flat back the whole time. I don't know why people are hating on this.
I think that's just a loop, dude.
No, he
That's
drops
a
it
loop.
at the end.
Watch. Boom.
1, 2.
I think it's
3.
a loop. If you look at his arms and the way that they move, it seems consistent every single rep.
Look, he drives with his head. I don't think that's supposed to be your first movement, to throw your head back. Either way, the only problem I just have a problem with the mass. That seems ridiculous. But I'm okay with a fucking deadlift dribble. And it's off. He needs to be dragging that along his shins, right?
Dude, the Chinese can do whatever the fuck they want. I'm
Thank
assuming
you.
this guy's
Thank
Chinese.
you. Thank
Because
you.
they're fucking savages.
Thank you. Anyone to critique that's white privilege.
100%.
Fucking- Hey, have you ever seen a deadlift bounce like that? And that's the hardest bounce I've ever seen in a deadlift.
Literally, a good friend of mine did the same exact thing yesterday and posted it, and I just wrote savage. I didn't have the guts to let him know.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Like who are we to judge?
Are we going to start? Are you going to give me 20% of the income that comes off
No,
these shows? Because
no,
you're
no,
getting
no.
heavy tips.
No,
Heavy.
no,
$10. Shit, yeah.
no,
Dude, where is this? I expect a Venmo transfer on the
No.
ASAP.
no. Katie, thank you, Katie. Guys, please let you. Oh, never mind. I have to. I'm having trouble making ends meet. I need this money. Don't take from me, Hunter.
I support you.
Thank you.
We should get you some more sponsors. Could you list your like 5 celebrity sponsors? What would be your best sponsors if you could pick a couple?
California Hormones.
Fuck yeah.
Listen. I got this guy coming on. I have so many good things coming down the pipe. I have this guy coming on Thursday.
Is this the hormone testing company?
Yeah, I have this guy coming on Thursday. His name is David Lucas. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you his. I'm gonna show you this video really quick. Yeah, I'm gonna show you this real quick.
Enhance.
I feel like I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself by sharing this. Oh, I just went to YouTube and it popped up Buttery Bros. David Lucas.
Dude, they're fucking listening.
David Lucas. Okay, I want you to see. Okay. Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is about, you were talking about sponsorship. Okay. So this guy, David Lucas, is coming on the show. You're about to, right here. Okay. Yeah.
Hope he's a porn star.
Okay. Ready?
To do that again. We need him and David Lucas in a challenge. And the winner, it's a winner. The winner gets $100,000.
I love this challenge.
We'll do it on this podcast.
It's a great challenge.
That's it. The winner
Dude's
gets
definitely on hormones. Listen to his big, crusty, like mahogany voice.
60 pounds lighter. And to give him 4 months to do it. You have 4 months starting now.
Those guys, those two will get in cahoots with one another. Be like, let's split the money.
No. We're gonna bring in a doctor, and we're gonna like you like one person loses 5 pounds, the other person loses 3. No, it's gonna be like one of those things like no, until you're below 60 pounds.
Right.
Once you get below 60 pounds lighter, and to give them 4 months to do it. You have 4 months starting now.
Okay. So,
hey, what up? This is your boy David.
So Joe Rogan challenged this guy in Red Band to see who can lose basically the most weight, I guess, in the next 4 months. I'm not sure the exact challenge.
So what's the sponsorship thing?
So Thursday he's coming on. I'm going to hook him up with we're going to talk. I'm going to hook him up with a doctor from California Hormones. They're going to do a blood panel on him, and they're going to, if his testosterone's low, they're going to get him on testosterone replacement therapy, and that's going to fucking expedite his weight loss. I'm just so excited for him. I'm so excited for
him. Are you getting on the sauce?
No, I do.
You want to know what my? That's actually pretty good, dude. Do you want to know what
good.
My testosterone score was last time I got it tested? This is freaky.
Probably 15 million.
No, 666, 666.
Wow, that is scary.
Creepy, right? I got that devil cock.
I bet you yours like fluctuates all over the place.
Well, yeah, dude. When we get in these suppressed states, like I bet you right now I'm fucked because I just haven't been sleeping. I was just hiking. I just got off a big shelf. All bodybuild all summer, and I bet you'll meet me mid-July, and my T scores would probably break most screens.
I wring out my underwear after every workout and drink the sweat to keep my T count up.
Damn. Do you ever get to that point where you train so hard that you're close to like pneumonia?
No. Start another question like that. You ever train so hard? Go ahead.
You ever train so hard?
No.
Good point. I have 3 minutes and then I have to get on my work call. I just wanted to say I'm grateful.
I'm grateful. Okay, let's finish with this guy because he's funny. Let's see. I don't even know what this one is. Let's see. Do you like it when I share the Instagram clips? I'm kind of insecure about it.
I like it a lot.
Okay, good.
I'm more of an inquisitive person than like a ha 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 kind of person.
Yeah, you haven't really laughed at anything.
My one problem with the body positive movement, though, why is it that you can't make fat jokes anymore because that's body shaming, but Mr. 5'7" up here still hears short jokes all the time? I think short jokes are way more offensive than fat jokes. I really do, because I get.
I've been telling that joke forever. I've been doing that forever. That guy stole that from me. By the way, when you were watching that, I saw you pull an Andrew Hiller. Andrew Hiller's like, not only do his eyebrows do fucking all sorts of wild fun shit, but his eyes do different shit. Like a normal human being, like we blink at the same time together. Like you fucking like Asperger motherfuckers, you guys do stuff like this. Camera 1, camera 2, like just one eye just closed.
When I get really
like those
tired,
things that like Chuck E. Cheese, you're just like. I'm like, huh? One eye? A one eye blink?
When I get really tired, this left eye closes before the right one.
All right. I just want you, that's how hard. You see how I study, Hunter? Just study.
Brett, you need to take more protein in. You take more BCAAs in.
No, I'm not talking about the lazy eye thing. He got some other shit going on too. Hiller's like a robot almost. Like it's just like all his movements are like so perfect. Like
I
even his
respect
face
that
gestures.
guy because he's got nice cars. Other than that, I don't know enough about him. He was actually the guy that came to me and was like, I want to get deep and dirty about the podcast involving hormones. And I was like, and we talked for a while and then I decided that it's not worth it. But
oh yeah, he told me. I said, you and Hunter come on here. I'll stand up for my CrossFit brethren. What do you mean? That's not that needle hanging out of that guy's ass isn't steroids. How dare you?
They're by mistake. All right. Well,
let me know if I should invite Hunter back on again. No. Let Hunter know that he needs to be a regular in the comments. Be like, Hunter, you have to come back on. Sevan talked over you again. Please come back on.
I'm ready every Wednesday.
Guys, tonight we are trying to get, tonight we have Jack de Magdalena.
Jack
and then
de La Hoya?
Yes. And then that's at 6 o'clock, I think. And then afterwards at 6:40, right after that, back to back, we're going to try to have Justin Medeiros on. Justin has a, we haven't got that 100% scheduled yet, but Justin has a, oh no, it just says Justin's in. Oh shit. Awesome. Okay. If Justin's in, I'm in. Oh, no, Justin hasn't responded yet. Basically, what we're going to try, I want to talk to Justin about his YouTube station. He's got a new video up about his trip to the syndicate, and I want to talk to him about that and just check in on the champ. He's a good dude, and so it should be a good show. And Andrew Hiller will be joining me on the second half of that show with Justin Medeiros. I'll talk to you guys later.